Hey, it's nice to have you back here in this new video. In our previous episode, we have already covered the CaTeFo Star500, this UHF dual-channel wireless microphone system that has amazingly audio backup capability. And in this video, we're going to talk about another brilliant design by CaTeFo, and that is the Star200 series. The Star200 series is an excellent, super tiny one single channel or dual channel 2.4 GHz wireless microphone system. Actually, the audio you're hearing at this moment all comes from this CaTeFo Star200, this super tiny transmitter around my neck. So coming next in this video, we're gonna deep dive into this wireless microphone system, and we're going to explore its real potential in our content creation. So first, a brief unboxing about this CaTeFo Star200 T2. It has two transmitters. So you're going to get the main box that has one receiver, two transmitter, the super tiny little transmitter, and this is one of the smallest design ever on the market. Besides this main box, you also get this carry case. This nicely designed CaTeFo Star200 design specific for T2. This wireless microphone system. It's shockproof, waterproof, nicely built. Do you see that? This is my extra transmitter inside this waterproof carry case that you can literally put one receiver, two transmitters in this package, and behind the zipper you can also put all the accessories such as the cables, audio cables, the charging cables, and the windscreen, all of them inside this nicely built carry box. Well, just a close look at this Star200 transmitter. Just so small. There's a power button, an area indication light all around this place, built-in microphone, and an external lavalier microphone input in the TRS socket. Press plus and minus buttons simultaneously, you can repair with the receiver. And you can also change this volume gain internally from the transmitter. And they also support USB-C 5 watts charging. So this is another brilliant design. And on the bottom, a clamp that also be doubled as a coat shoe adapter on your top of your mirrorless camera or your action cameras. Actually, there are more accessories. A nicely built magnet box. Very well written user menu. And there is a black box full of accessories from the CaTeFo Star200. Just look at it. It's full of accessories. Let's take a look at them one by one. This is a USB-C charging cable. Do you see that? And actually, you actually got three USB-C charging cable because you have one receiver and two transmitters, and two lavalier microphones that has built-in wind foam, and this also built-in the TRS socket. And this is a TRS to TRS, the spring cable. That's doubled as audio cable you plug in your DSLR mirrorless camera. And this one is very important. A TRS to TRRS cable that could convert your receiver to plug in and play into your phone, including this iPhone or Android, and even some of the laptop that has a single audio jack. The wind foam design. It has two windscreen, and the windscreen has excellent design. It is quite different from any other wireless microphone on the market, because if you look at this wind foam, it's quite large, and you can literally cover this built-in microphone on the transmitter, just like wearing a hat onto this Star200 this transmitter, and it clamps really tight. So this is what I'm gonna get, and this is what I'm wearing at this moment. So this is another brilliant design because you don't have to worry about fall off this windscreen, and The windscreen is made of high quality, and it definitely helps, especially when you shot outdoors with the wind in your shooting environment. Both of the receiver and transmitter, they don't come with a screen, but they come with a power button in the middle and a LED indication light all around this button. So if the LED is blinking, that is to say, you got to repair the receiver to the transmitter. So how to repair? How to get repair? You can press the plus and minus button simultaneously. And here is a basic spec about the transmitter and the receiver. The transmitter, it works at 2.4 gigahertz, and you can also get to see its RF power, the modulation, the frequency response, the operation range, the basic power. The battery life is around 4 hours when you fully charge. And you also got to see this audio input, audio output. And for the receiver, it also works at 2.4 gigahertz. Now you see the RF power, the modulations, the audio output, the signal-noise ratio, the power, this battery life, it also works around 4 hours when fully charged. And it weighs only 24 grams. And for T1 and T2, we're going to get inside the package. You might also notice on the other side of this menu. So basically speaking, I highly recommend to take a closer look at this menu and get your hands on its transmitter receiver. So finally, you can make the most of this super tiny dual channel microphone system. Okay, now I have put this CaTeFo Star200 T2 onto my DJI Pocket 2. You know, DJI Pocket is one of my favorite everyday vlogging camera. I try to keep it with me everywhere I go. And this CaTeFo Star200, the transmitter receiver, they are also compatible with the DJI Pocket 2, and I use a TRS to TRS cable to connect this CaTeFo Star200 receiver into the DJI Pocket 2 with an extension handle that has a microphone jack input. So to speak, what you are hearing at this moment, this audio all comes from this CaTeFo Star200, it's 2.4 gigahertz, the wireless microphone system. So the coming next, all the audio you are hearing all comes from CaTeFo Star200. But for my personal in-depth tech review video, I just want to be informative as possible. So despite the pure audio test, I just want to share with you something new, something inspiring from this industry, especially the 360 camera industry. So, you know, for the company Insta360, maybe it's time for Insta360 to unveil the third generation of the Insta360 GO camera. This tiny, mighty action cam that is pretty awesome, and it's one of my favorite tiny camera on the market. So the Insta360 has already launched the second generation of the GO camera previously in March 2021. And it has been 1.5 years since their initial launch. For the digital camera product, the third generation always remarks a big milestone. Just look at what we got on the Sony A7 full-frame camera series and the previously Insta360 X3. So all the digital camera that entered the third generation, we got a huge improvement. But judging from my personal experience on the Insta360 X3, I think probably we can see a sneak peek on the third generation of the Insta360 GO, because with the X3, it has an excellent single lens shooting mode, which I believe is a great solution for a single lens tiny mighty action cam in the next generation. So what we can expect from the third generation of the GO camera, the tiny mighty action camera? I think if Insta360 is immigrate the single lens shooting mode, but with some extra killer features and put them all jammed into the GO 2 camera size, I think the Insta360 GO 2 gonna be another best-selling camera on the market. Considering Insta360 the engineer has been very familiar with the half-inch image sensor IMX586, I think probably they might integrate this image sensor with a ratio of 4:3 to put them into the next generation, the Insta360 GO camera. That is to say, even with a circular crop internally in the image sensor, with the GO 3 you can still capture photographs in up to 36 megapixels, just as a single lens shooting mode on the X3. And once equipped with half-inch image sensor for the next generation Go camera, the low light performance gonna be a lot better compared with the Go 2. And just like what we have already get on the X3 for the single lens shooting on the next generation Go camera, it is possible to capture 4K 30 FPS. And maybe it is still possible to perform real-time in-camera flow state stabilization for this tiny action camera. You sacrifice the resolution from 4K to 3.6K, and thus you get double the frame rate to get maximum 3.6K at 60 FPS at most. And don't forget active HDR. The Insta360 GO 3 might be the first tiny camera that is capable to deliver active HDR mode on the basis of the single frame. It is possible to capture 2.7K at 30 FPS. This is definitely breathtaking for such a tiny little camera that's capable to capture in HDR a huge improvement in dynamic range, which will be dramatically improve the overall quality of our everyday life, especially in some very special field of view, which might come across with high dynamic range shooting scenario. If we turn off the active HDR, it is still possible to deliver 2.7K at 60 FPS with a maximum field of view, which we call the max view for the X3. These features for photos and videos will definitely make the next generation Go camera a killer product on the market. If we jam pack all these features into the Go 2 form factor, even though the Go 3 might be a little bit thicker, a little bit larger compared with Go 2, but I think it's still going to be a killer product on the market in the 2023 or maybe in 2022. Maybe, who knows? We don't know. We're just dreaming about this new camera from Insta360. And more importantly, still have max view, flow state stabilization, the latest color science by Insta360, and it's tiny, it's functional, it's breathtaking. So this is my basic thoughts on the next generation Insta360 GO 2. Okay, in the previous section, I have already shared with you my personal thoughts about this next generation Insta360 GO 2. Maybe in the year 2023 or even later, but I think it's time for Insta360 to work on the third generation tiny mighty action camera. And for the wireless transmission range test, I don't want to do this test because in the year 2022, I think every 2.4 GHz wireless microphone does the job. So personally speaking, I will record my everyday vlog within 10 meters in between the transmitter and receivers. All of my wireless microphone performs great. I don't have to worry about the quality. But if you do want to record your audio in the crowded, especially with all kinds of digital devices, that is where you might have to choose a wireless transmission system with internal recording, just like the Rode Wireless Go 2 or DJI mic. That is the best solution so far. So for the wireless transmission system, it is vulnerable to the disturbance from this ambient environment. Considering the Star200 is a very cost-effective dual-channel 2.4 GHz wireless microphone, I think it is definitely useful and is definitely usable in our content creation or live stream, everyday vlog, or something else. So what do you think about the new camera I've been dreaming of, designed by Insta360? Are Insta360 engineers working on these new cameras? Please leave down in the comments and let me know. Overall, this is basic audio test for the CaTeFo Star200. What I'm recording at this moment actually is windy at this moment, but with the windscreen on this CaTeFo Star200, it's just like wearing a hat on the top of this transmitter. This gives me the best overall audio performance. It's much better compared with the onboard microphone for my digital cameras. And don't ever forget, this company CaTeFo also have invented this excellent StarRig, the wireless microphone handle, as I'm holding in my hand. this is the StarRig. Let's take a close look at the CaTeFo Star200. You know, it's made of plastic, but it comes with a 1/4" mouse pad on the back and, you know, on the bottom. And this accessory is compatible with Star500, which I have covered in my previous video, and also the Star200. So both of these wireless microphone system works excellently in my YouTube studio, and just want to give you more information about this brand and their ecosystem. Okay, to wrap up, I think the CaTeFo Star200 T2, the Bonsu T1 T2, a good alternative to Rode wireless scope, considering its audio quality, its price point, and its real-world performance. I just want to give you a recap on some of the high design in the Star200. I mean, this super tiny transmitter, receiver, very heavy clamp, and this windscreen design. It also impressed me a lot. And it's very easy to get paired with unboxing from this package, and it's also very easy to reconnect, repair with the transmitter and receiver. Quite simple and intuitive. It definitely helps us to create better content with better audio in our real-world scenarios at a very reasonable price. I do hope you can learn something about this video, and if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to thumb up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Talk to you soon. See you next time. Bye.